you guys? How's it going? This is Samuel. I'm just doing a quick video on how to replace a fender on a 2018 Silverado 1500. I had an accident, pretty nasty accident, a few months back, and it's been like this. You know, it's not that bad. At least in my opinion, I feel like it wasn't that bad. So it was something I could live with for at least a few months. And because I got the replacement fender, which was like $550, which, you know, I guess it's not a lot, but when you got other bills and stuff going on, and like I said, I didn't really believe it was that bad. It's something I couldn't live with. So, you know, I was doing that for a while. So, but now I had a little bit of extra cash to go ahead and order that. So we're gonna see what happens. I'm about to make a video. I really don't know what I'm doing. I usually just try to figure things out as I go. A lot that I've learned on YouTube, so which is why I'm making the video along with it, because I haven't seen anything like this. So, so for you guys, whoever need it, hopefully this helps out. So what we're gonna start off with is taking off everything that needs to come off. We can take this plastic off. We have a few bolts. You know, these are holding this in place, so those need to come off too. The hood is gonna have to get detached too. If you have someone to help you, you can go ahead and take off all of it all the way, which is something I would recommend, because you know, you don't want it just floating there. All of this needs to come off too, because it's all one piece. Everything that all of this is connected to is all part of the fender. And we're also gonna have to take off the liner. Hopefully reuse that for the future, for the next one. But yeah, I'll show you right now shortly how to take everything out. So I'm no professional. I definitely don't have all the tools the professionals have. Like I said, it's just me working out of my garage with the little tools that I do have. I've managed to replace the bumper. Like I said, it was a pretty bad crash, so I might post a picture of how bad it was here in a second. So just so you guys can take an idea of how bad it was. So I have had to replace the bumper, the light, this other fender, and like I said, I ordered the other fender for the other side, which is that. So this is my first time doing this, so I'm having to do it with my phone, so sorry for the shitty quality. But yeah, like I said, I don't have all the tools. I'm just working with the tools that I have. And if you're like me and you sort of just want to do it on your own because you like doing things hands-on, and like I said, I feel like it wasn't that hard. It was something I could definitely figure out on my own. So if you're like me and you like doing things on your own, but you just need a little bit of help, like this is who I'm making this video for, because I like learning everything on YouTube, which is pretty much where I learned everything. But I noticed there isn't a video showing you how to do this. So for you guys that need it, this is how I'm doing it for. I don't have the tool for this, so I'm having to do it with a screwdriver, which, like I said, I know there's a tool for it, and if you have it, great, use it, but I don't, so I'm having to do it the hard way. Just wiggle it. Like I said, if you're not me, you're like me, and you don't have the tool, and like I said, I'm pretty sure the tool isn't that expensive. It's just a little thing to take out, but like I said, this is free. I already have it. And they come out. And now that we've taken the plastic off, next, or at least next, what I'm gonna do is take these little brackets off and then see what needs to come off in there. So there's two different size nuts that you'll be taking off. This one is shit, where is it? 10 millimeter, and this one would be a 13 for this one. And I don't think there's a need to take these entire bolts off. I'm pretty sure all I'm doing is loosening that up a bit so that I can just get it out of the way. And same with this one, just getting it out of the way. Next up, I'll be removing this plate that's holding on to the inside of the fender. I think the only thing holding on the fender is these 3 bolts, but you know, I'm still gonna take all of it off just to have better, you know, room to work with. And these little bolts again are 10 millimeters. So as of right now, I think to take this whole box off, we will have to take that bolt out and one back here, or if you guys can see it right there. So and again, I'm using a 10 millimeter wrench. And to take this plate off, I already have all of these off, but there's still one more in here holding it down, so I'm taking this out as we speak. And I find that they're not super tight, so all you got to do is just sort of use your 10 mil and sort of loosen it up a bit, and then from there it's easier to take it off with your hands than to try to continue using the 10 mil. So just a tip. Also, I got this taken out. There's so many wires there that it won't come out completely, but I'm not really trying to mess with all that because there's clips and stuff, and you know, I just don't want to break anything. So I'm just sort of leaving it there. And there's some wires here that will need to come off. So all you got to do is just sort of open this up a bit, get the wires out, and then once we get the fender off, I'll go about seeing how we can take these little plastic pieces out and put it into the new fender. To move this fender, there are like, if I remember correctly, there are like 3 bolts behind this light, so meaning this light will have to come out as well. There is one 10 mil nut that goes here, and then this one right here as well. And then from there, this light should just pop off. You lift up a bit. Sorry, I'm struggling because it's just me out here, so having to take this off on my own. 1 second, and I'll show you guys how to take it off once it's off. So I'm having a little trouble taking this out. I don't remember exactly what I did for this side because, like I said, this was completely torn off, so I ended up just popping it off fairly easy. I just can't remember exactly what happened, so just to make it easier, I will be taking this off and see if there's a bolt behind there, which I think there is. So yeah, and just in case you do have to take this off, again, all of these bolts are 10 mils, and from what I remember, it's just those 4, and this thing should just pop out. So yeah, I got the grill off. They're simply these clips, clipping it in. So after you take those top bolts off, all you gotta do is sort of just pull it, and should pop right out. So over here, the thing that was stopping me is that little nut right there. Honestly, I feel like I could have got through it from down here just because I have all the space. I simply didn't know. So now you know. If you feel like you can get through the bottom of the bumper, which I do have an aftermarket bumper, which gives me a little bit more clearance. So I can't remember exactly how it was before with the stock bumper, but if you happen to have one, you can get it. You can get to it through the bottom, pretty much. Once you get that other 10 mil nut out, it should just come right out. I'm not really trying to, like I said, I'm not really trying to take all of this off because I don't really need to. I just need it so I could access these 3 right here. Again, These lighter silver ones are 13s, and this middle one is a 10. We're done here. Now we got to take those two out. If you can see them, this one and this one down here. Those are also 13s, and we will be taking out that top one in there, this one, and this bottom one down here. And I believe those are 10s. And yes, these inner ones are 10 mils. I'm using an extension. I don't know how long this is. It's pretty long though. It's simply to make it a little bit more comfortable to work on, because it is somewhat of a tight, and like this is enough to perfectly be able to work on it. Okay, we're almost done here. There is one more nut down here that will be needed taken out. That one right there. A size 13, by the way. Okay, so we got almost everything out. We've got all the bolts from out here done. The bolts from in there are out. These are out. Now the last thing would be the hood, which is this nut right here and the one you see in there. So for that one, all you gotta do is take out this little plastic cover that's here. So just pop it out, pulling that way. And if you're out here alone like I am, and you can't take off that hood, well, you choose not to take it off like me. I'm just too lazy to really do all that work right now. I will simply loosen up this 13. We'll take it off. I will close this, not locked all the way or anything, and then you'll take off this 10 mil, and everything else should pop right out. Mistake. I remember from last time now. I tried taking this off, but you see these two little connections here, meaning this little bracket here is connected to the fender itself. So to remove the hood, we will simply be taking off this simple nut right here, and this is the only thing holding the hood on to the fender actually. So yeah, GM makes it pretty easy. So you will be using, pretty much all I've been using is a 10 and a 13 to take this whole fender off. On this side you will be using the 10, and on this side we'll be using the 13. And then from there, this whole fender should pop right off. Just hold it down there. Something I didn't know to check for, or I just didn't know, because like I said, on the other side, this whole thing was just ripped out. I didn't have to worry about a lot of that shit. So there's this little bracket. I unbolted it from here, which I thought was what holding it, but actually what you need to do is unbolt it from this side, which is holding on to this little thingy, and it should come right out. And then you still need to unbolt it so you can use this little piece again for the liner that you will be putting back in. Again, the liner has all of these little rivets you will have to take off. I don't know rivets, but like they're actual little thingies. So I'm gonna see what fits in there, and I'll let you guys know. Another thing I noticed as I was taking this off, where is it? On this side, there's this little piece broken, which has another 10 mil on there. I'm thinking that piece is off of the light right here. It's like it broke off. So when and if you are taking off this light, and there, just so you know, there is another bolt right there. I didn't have to worry about it because it was already broken, but Now I just have to worry about seeing how I can put it back on there. So I'm putting this on, and like I said, I'm out here alone, so the first thing I did was get this in there, because these are sort of like guides, and you gotta put these in there first. And what I did was just put a little nut in there just to sort of hold it. And the next thing I did was just hold it from up top, not all the way tight, just because you still need to wiggle some things around, so just to hold it in place. I had to take this back out, not all the way off, but just open this up, because I forgot to take these little they help, I mean, that's what screws into the just help these bolts screw in, this bottom one as well. I had to take them off the old one, they didn't come with it, so this is what, you know, holds it from the back on this side. So don't make the mistake I did and put all the bolts, well, I didn't tighten them, but you know, I just tried to put all the bolts on there, and then when I came to put these on here, I noticed that I needed that. So just so you guys know, for you don't mess up like I did. Putting this fender back on, like I said, I just put all of these screws back in here, not tight, sort of just there to make sure, you know, they fit in place, make sure everything's lined up. Put these in here, like I said, they're not tight all the way. I put those in there, and the ones in there are back in there. Like I said, just the ones that are holding the fender right now on its own. We'll do all the other bolts in a minute once this is tightened up. So yeah, this is straight, ready to go, ready to get tightened up. So back to the old fender. I'm going to have to take off this little screw thingy here. Got it. And this will go right here, which is holding the headlight on right there. All right, so we're putting everything back in here. We got to put this plate on first before we can put this battery on. So and in order to bolt this on, we need two little pieces here, that, and right here. So we need to take these out, clear them over there so that we can screw this on. Be careful when taking these off. I always manage to cut myself somehow. So yeah, just be careful. All right, it always happens to me though, so I don't know, I'm just clumsy like that. All right, so I took all of these off of that one so that we can put them in here to hold these things. So each one goes into this little hole. Oh, the way I took them out was sort of squeezing that end, and then they'll both come out. What you do is just pop it in there. There's another one over here. This might be upside down for you guys. I don't know. I'm just taking this video, so. And there's another one over here. And there's one more down on the inside part. There we go. And then all we do is start sticking these wires in there. Fairly easy. Feeding the wires in there is easy as hell. Put them in there. So yeah, that's that. All right, and for the liner, it's T15 that I'll be using to remove all of this. And the only thing holding these in is something like this. So all you got to do is take the screw out, pinch this, and it should pop right out, and then pop those back in the new fender, and screw everything back on. Everything that has to do with the fender is done. Oh shit, well, just these little thingies. These are fairly easy, you get the idea. Just do that, connect those in there. All we gotta do is now put this back in there. And yeah, put that back in there too, and we'll be done. We'll be out of here. All right, guys. Well, that's the install for this fender. We have everything put back together. Well, you just gotta put this thing in, honestly. It's really easy. And just put those clips in, and we're done with this. Everything's all good now. There's a little bit of a gap here. That's just because how bad the crash was. I still need to do a few tweaks with the framework, so hopefully all that gets fixed once I do that. All right, guys. Well, that's it for this this little install here. There's a few other things I need to do to this truck. I have all the airbags on the inside went out. Like I said, the impact was pretty bad, so maybe there's a video coming in that, so in the near future, so look out for that. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you got to the end, then thank you for watching. You guys have a good one.